million really unlock in Abuja real estate compared to 900 million? Because the difference is not just the size, it's not the amount, or the price of land or the house you're buying. It's not only the aesthetics of the buildings, right? The real difference is access. And what do I mean by access? Different levels of money unlock different opportunities, different lifestyles, different locations, different investment advantage in Abuja.
Yeah. And today, that's the conversation we're going to be having. It's going to be about all of that. We're going to try to be as practical as possible, okay? Now, let's just say, I need to say something. When it comes to Abuja real estate, we often look at, okay, I won't say we because I no longer look at it like that. Most people often look at it through the wrong lens.
Exactly.
They see 600 million naira to 900 million naira to 1 billion naira as it's too expensive now. Waiting that they buy, am I buying heaven? You get it a lot of times. But that's the wrong mindset, because when it comes to Abuja real estate, this I have learned, maybe in other parts of Nigeria, but in Abuja's real estate, it's not a one market fits all. The market is different.
Exactly.
Because honestly, there are levels to this thing. There are levels to this thing. You can use 10 million naira to get something really good. You can use 100 million naira to get something really good. You can use 1 billion naira to get something really good. You can
Or
use
more, 3 billion.
3 billion. There are levels to this thing. Depends on what
Exactly.
you're looking for, right? And the best of buyers understand that. They just understand their level. They know what they want, and that's what they're going for. So this conversation will show you what changes at different levels, at the level of 10 million, 100 million, 900 million to 1 billion and all of that. And what you should focus on instead of chasing or saying it's too expensive, help you put your mind on your level and see what's obtainable on your own level.
Now, the first thing would like you to understand is this, that money unlocks different entry points. I think that was what he started with, right?
Yeah.
So let's start with the most important one. Every amount of money. Initially, we said money, right? But every amount of money gives you a different entry point in the Abuja real estate market. And I'd like to add that there's a market for everybody, right?
Exactly.
There is a market for everybody. Now, for instance, 10 million may not buy you an apartment in Maitama today, which is true.
Very true.
But it can still position you in a fast developing location with future potential. And that location may become the Maitama of tomorrow. Who knows?
Exactly.
Right? Now,
exactly.
And this is where so many people miss opportunities. They begin to think, if I can't really afford a fully developed, let's say maybe a premium location right now, then I should wait. Do you really wait when it comes to Abuja real estate? Waiting is dangerous, right? Meanwhile, some buyers understand that prime areas today were once those areas that were ignored. Do you remember Guzape that we know today? So there was a time in the early days of Guzape when it was just carved out of Asokoro, right? And people wanted Asokoro, and they were like, I can't buy bush. Guzape was bush. They'll tell you, no, I can't buy bush. I know of a man who missed buying land in Guzape as at that time. And right now, today, you cannot compare how much land is valued in Guzape.
Exactly.
Some people can't even afford to buy land in Guzape. Some people are afraid of even pricing houses in Guzape.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the current value that place has, because it has become fully developed, right? The reality today is completely different. So think about places that used to be considered far years ago. Guzape was just one of the instances. There are other places like that, right? Today, prices have multiplied because development entered the area. So sometimes that 10 million, maybe you have that 10 million in your account, and you're thinking in your mind that, wait, I can't really use 10 million naira for anything. That 10 million may be unlocking luxury, right? It may be unlocking future luxury. So the most important thing for you is to look at the timing. and take advantage of it. And
Yes.
timing in real estate can change everything completely. Now,
Exactly.
when you take advantage of the right time in a property in a fast developing area, sometimes it might not really take 10 years like other locations took 10 years. The value of that land that you bought for less than 20 million naira will be worth over 100 million within a few years apart, maybe just 2 to 3 years. Why? Because you saw the pattern, you saw the signs, and you took advantage of the right timing.
Mm, mm, mm. Now you see how money unlocks different entry points for you. And now another that you should consider or know is that as the money you are hearing increases, so does
Yeah.
the convenience it gets for you. It changes.
Yeah.
As you move higher from 10 million to 50 million to 100 million and above, the conversation changes from just ownership to convenience. Because at this level, buyers start thinking of better roads. For instance, she said something when you're buying from a place where it's 10 million, it may be bush, as it were. What that means, bush, is as at that time, they may not even have cleared. Access routes
Exactly.
have not yet started taking shape. They are still the buying from the future value, because at that time it may not have a lot of value
Yes.
at 10 million. But when you see a place that is priced at, I use 10 million, let's say the next price point is 100 million, of course, it must have been cleared, maybe cleared, of course. Access road has started taking shape, some things have started coming into place. At that point, you see 10 million now didn't get you that level of convenience. 100 million now has brought clearing, better
Yeah.
roads, and all of that. And honestly, the convenience is one of the most underrated forms of wealth. And that is why those that you see comfortable, when you say, it's too expensive, it's too expensive. Before you say it's too, the next, it's too expensive, somebody has paid 1 billion.
Quietly.
No, why? Because they understand
They
that
don't make
convenience
noise.
is expensive.
Yeah.
And that 1 billion will be for a place that has been fully cleared, fully developed, street lights, everything is already on ground. Now,
Gated.
exactly. At that point, this person is a different person. It's not all about future value. They just want to buy the convenience and go in. So that's why I would say there's a market. She said that very well. There's a market for everybody. So find your own market and stick there, right? The difference affects the energy, productivity, health, family time, and overall lifestyle. Sometimes, or most times, the money you're spending is not just for the land, it's for what comes with the location. Yeah.
So this will now move us to what some buyers pay attention to. So most times when people buy, right, let me just say when wealthy buyers
Yeah.
buy, they don't just buy the property, they buy positioning. This is where, this budget comes, like the conversation around budgeting goes in deeper. We mentioned 10 million, 500 million, 450, 900 million. So someone might be buying a property worth over 900 million or even a billion. And then you're wondering, why is the person buying a property worth this amount? Or if someone is buying for 10 million, why are they buying a property worth this amount? So every buyer at some point don't just buy the property, they buy positioning. So many people think that people just pay for the land or maybe the house or the interior that comes with it, right? It is much more than that. And a lot of people, what they basically pay for, especially people who you're surprised at the amount of money they're using to buy land, what they're paying for is positioning in the right environment. Now, when we talk about positioning in the right environment, what do we mean? What do we really mean? Now, the right environment could be an environment that aligns with your lifestyle.
Yeah.
It could be an environment that aligns with your goals and your future aspirations. So you cannot be thinking far, thinking somewhere else, and then you are in an environment that do not align with that. I'm sure it's going to mess up your mind
Exactly.
at some point, right? That is one. So positioning in the right environment. This next one is positioning around influence. So you want to be surrounded by decision makers. maybe you want to be neighbors with business leaders, investors alike, right? People operating at a higher level, so the right address can create access to valuable networks, conversations, and opportunities that may not exist elsewhere.
Exactly.
But you paid because you want to position yourself around that level of influence. And then the next one is positioning around security. Now, everyone is mindful of this. Most times, the question I get from people is this place going to have controlled access? Is it going to have, is the estate going to be properly fenced? Do we have security? I get those kind of questions a lot from clients. Why? Because they are concerned about their security.
Exactly.
So they don't want to just buy land. They also want to enjoy that security that comes with it. And security simply means peace of mind. Imagine you're living in a gated community where you can go to sleep peacefully. You don't have to worry about anything. Why? Because there's security, right? And active security, not the type that can just disappear in the middle of the night. And you're wondering, So it's the confidence that your family, where you live with your family, your assets, your privacy are protected by quality infrastructure. I mentioned that, controlled access, professional management, and a secure community. And the next one is positioning around exclusivity. This simply means belonging to a limited community that not everyone can access.
Yeah.
Scarcity creates desirability. It preserves value and offers residents or anyone at all in that community a sense of prestige and distinction. Now, this exclusivity is even one of the reasons why someone, for instance, can buy a let's say 6-bedroom fully detached duplex in Buye worth over 700 million, and they're not bothered.
At all.
They know what they're
They know
buying.
what they're buying, of course. It's beyond the property. It's beyond the property.
Yes.
Exclusivity.
Right? So in Abuja, location changes everything. The same building in two different locations can have complete different value. Why? Because certain locations carry, let's say, stronger demand, just like we gave an instance right now in Wuye, better reputation, better infrastructure, and long-term prestige. So people who buy property, especially in the Abuja real estate market, most times are not just buying the land or the house. And when we say property, we simply mean land or house, right?
Yeah.
So they are not just buying maybe the land or the house. They are buying something way beyond what you can see physically.
Wow. Now, we're going to be also looking at something else, because she said something that reminded me of something not a client said. I was having a conversation with a wealthy friend of mine. She a lady actually, and she said something. She said it was in the East. She wanted to relook. No, she was about to come to the East to stay for a while, and she said I should help her get a hotel.
Okay.
And then she made a comment that you would think it's demeaning or no. It let me know that people like that actually exist. She said, Roy, please, when you're getting me a hotel, please get me a hotel such that when I look out from my window, I don't see any brown roof.
It does something to your brain.
You see that?
It does something to your mind.
Some people they want when they look up from their roof, they're seeing clean house, they're seeing clean things, they're
clean cars.
And that's why such a person would comfortably just pay $1 billion for somewhere where when they're looking out, everything is looking a certain way. That was really, 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 really good. Okay, now we are going to talk about every entry level of money. Okay, every entry of money should have a different strategy. So when you want to spend or invest 10 million, the strategy has to be different. When you want to spend a 500 million naira, the strategy has to be different. When you want to invest 900 million naira and above 1 billion, the strategy has to be different. And your strategy is as a result of the goal you have. Okay, so important. If you have 10 million, your focus may be where you can enter early. For instance, those who bought Guzape when before it was Guzape, very early, at early entry, when it was still 10 million and at prices like that. Their strategy was to get it early because their goal was to buy something early that would make sense later. Right? If you have 80 million naira and above, your focus may become, how do I balance investment and lifestyle? So you're looking at a place that is not very low, but that has a certain, because I noticed something. Do you know that the value of any location, or the value any location will have in time to come, is as a result of those who has invested in that location early.
Yes.
So let's say if I'm a low energy thinker, I just want common small things, and I come and buy into a location, and 90 people like me come and buy into that location, right? Before it becomes anything. When that place develops, it's going to just carry our personality. Simple. If people who think big, who like luxury and all of that, they are buying to somewhere that doesn't look like anything. In fact, to just put it as plain as it is, even check your room, check your life. Your room is taking the shape of your personality. It's just that. So when you're buying a location, to what it will become in the future is a collective result of the people that live there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So that's why you see certain people, they're saying, okay, I want to buy this place now. Some people will not buy until they help some of their friends or certain people have bought from a place. I started saying this because of, it says here, if you have 80 million to 120 million, now your strategy should be different. You're looking at investment and lifestyle. If you have 300 million and above, this time you're thinking about legacy, you're thinking about premium lifestyle, luxury. This is now where people say things like, I want to come out and then my neighbor is driving out a Lamborghini, someone is driving out their Quran, or
all
whatever,
lined
all
up.
those, you understand? They just want to be seeing those kinds of things. So it's different. It depends on your goal. She said something very important as well. Some people position for influence, right? They just want to be in the midst of
the right
power.
community.
So on that, at such a person who doesn't want the security to live at night, right? You're not just buying the location, you're buying what that place comes in, and then your strategy should be different. You'll be looking out for a place where these things are already existent. You're not buying the future value of that place at that time. You're actually buying the current value. Okay, and that is why it's not right to you just compare places based on when you say, this 5-bedroom duplex here, why is this one selling 1 billion and this other place is finer than this one, but it's selling 250 million? No, sir. No, sir.
Or they ask questions like, why is it expensive?
No, sir. No, sir. You can see a beautiful 7-bedroom maisonette with a swimming pool, cinema, everything in Karimo, and to just be selling for 500 million or 250 million. But if you see that same duplex in here, to be like 3.5 billion, it's not just the building or the land, it is what is happening around it. Let that sink in. Okay? In fact, to just summarize everything, real estate is just a journey of positioning, depending on how much you have, the goal you want to go for, and your strategy.
Wow. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got the gems he was dropping, right? So if you're watching with us, you're on this journey with us, and you're getting value up until this moment, would like to know in the comments. Now, what should people do instead? What should people do? Now that you've heard all we've said, what should you do? So instead of constantly asking why is this property expensive, or where can I afford or see the most expensive property, you should ask a better question, right? So the better way to ask that question is, what should my money unlock for me right now in this Abuja real estate? What should my money unlock for me? Should it unlock early investment advantage? Should it unlock cash flow? Should it unlock future appreciation? Should it unlock a better lifestyle, just like he explained?
Yeah.
Should it unlock more convenience? He talked about convenience. Or long-term wealth preservation. Now, having asked this question, you realize that for every budget that you have, there is something that money can unlock.
Exactly.
Just like we mentioned from the very beginning, that for Abuja real estate, it is a market, and there is something in this market for everyone. based on your
Exactly.
budget, based on what you have, right? So there's no, I would say, is it, do we call this a price cap?
Okay. Okay.
Yes, there's no price cap to what you should be able to afford. There is something for everyone, right? Based on what you have. So most people do not buy properties to impress people, especially intelligent buyers. No, they don't buy property because they want to impress people. So you
Yeah.
shouldn't buy
Yeah.
a property that is worth 10 million naira because you want, and you're sure that this is also what you want at the end of the day, which is your goal. What is your goal at the end of the day, right? So people buy properties that match their current level while positioning them for the next one. So if you're buying a property that is
Mm.
worth 900
Mm.
million, that is your level at the moment. And I believe that your next
Mm.
target will be 3 billion, right? So if you're buying a property that is worth 10 million naira today, I am pretty sure that your
Mm.
next level, you'll be looking at 20 million, 50 million,
Yeah. Yeah.
100 million. And sometimes there are people who are really, we always say that real estate require patience and timing, right? Those two go together. So when we say timing is important, it doesn't mean that you buy a property today and tomorrow you get the value for your
For
money.
your
In
money,
some
no.
cases, you can, a miracle can happen like that. Maybe you buy when the property is changing price
Exactly.
tomorrow,
Exactly.
right? So
Exactly.
you get the first to
Almost
return
immediately.
almost
Mm.
immediately, right? So what we're just saying is, it doesn't mean that that timing is just there. It also requires patience from you who is the buyer. Okay. So while you're positioning yourself and putting in your 10 million, your 20 million, your 30 million with the goal that you use the returns from these to fund your next property,
Exactly.
to fund your next property. And if you have this kind of mindset, it changes everything completely.
Hmm. I'm sure you understand how this works now. The mindset of, I'm sure we've debunked that mindset of, let me make 100 million naira first before coming in.
First.
There's a market for everyone, depending. I like the last thing, that last quote you made. Say everybody, how did you put it again? There's your by your current level, from your current level, while positioning for the next one,
One, yeah.
right? I mean, you don't come by the level that will make you not. But help me. That's how shouting for help.
And that's because we believe that everyone grows. You're not meant
Exactly.
to be at the same level
Exactly.
forever. You need to move
Exactly.
forward every day in your life.
Exactly.
So the same
Because
thing applies to your investment.
honestly, most people don't go and buy what you start buying, you now hang. 3 months later, you start calling us what's the refund policy like? It's okay to buy on your level
Yeah.
and then grow. That
You're
was
not under
very
pressure. Don't
salient
buy to
point.
impress.
So now that you know there's a market for everyone, let me ask you a question. And from your answer to yourself, you don't have to comment, but you're bold enough to comment. Kudos. The question is this: if you had 15 million naira right now, how would you invest in Abuja's real estate? And if you had 80 million naira, how would you invest it in Abuja's real estate?
Smart.
And also, if you had 1 billion naira, how would you invest it in Abuja's real estate? How would you, not how would they invest it for you? How would you, now that you have knowledge, okay?
Yeah.
We want to, it'd be nice if you can comment, but also it's to help you think and know if really what we've said so far has been making sense. All right. So we are fastly coming close to the end of our conversation today. And if you go ahead and comment in the comment section if you can, but if not, remember the question is to make you think, brood upon what we have said so far.
Exactly. And for today, we've come to the very end of our session today. Remember, we've talked about what you can, what 10 million and 900 million can unlock for you in Abuja. But we also made you understand that every amount of money you have can unlock something for you, which simply means that there's a market for you in Abuja real estate. And also, you should, you can real estate is not just about using your is not is about using your current level to unlock your next level, right? So if you cannot afford a 900 million naira property today, you sure can afford a 10 million naira property. And you can use your you can buy your first property, use the returns to fund your next, and it keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah. So if you're trying to understand what your budget can actually unlock in today's market, we can guide you based on your level. We have opportunities across different ranges from 10 million to 100 million to 500 million to 900 million to even over a billion naira.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just send us a message using the number in the description down below, or you can call us as well and we'll help you make the decision that fits your current stage and will also match your future goals.
Exactly. So, till we come your way again, have a great day.
Good day and bye for
Bye.
now.